Two Raleigh women are afraid to sleep in their beds after a man walked into their bedrooms in the middle of the night. Police said Sean Coleman, 32, broke into at least three homes in a neighborhood near New Allen and Ridgemont over a 2-month period. Investigators said Coleman was arrested after he was caught on camera near one home and admitted to pleasuring himself while he watched women sleep. They called him Cat Burglar because he was so good at what he was doing, said one of the victims. A woman who lives in Merle Crest Cove said Coleman broke into her house and her neighbor's home twice in late March. She said he got in through the sliding glass doors in her kitchen. The first time, he ran in and out of her home, but the second time, she said he made it all the way to her bedroom. I was asleep when he opened my door. He didn't stand over me. He was on his knees, she said. He was coming toward me. Dear God, imagine that. She said she yelled at him to get out of her house and implied she had a gun. I did act like there was someone behind him in the other room, and I continued to yell, "Shoot him, shoot him!" And eventually he crawled out the back door, said the woman. Now imagine this man crawling on his knees towards her in her own room, in the dark, I'm assuming, and then she yells, "Shoot him, shoot him!" He crawls back out. Don't stand up like a normal human to run out. The crawls out. This is creepy. On Friday, the woman was moving out of her rental home in Merle Crest. She said she was relieved Coleman was caught, but no longer feels safe there. I'm moving far away, she said. I quit my job because I had to go out in the middle of the night and I could no longer do my job. Her neighbor has also had some sleepless nights. She said Coleman broke into her house twice through a back window. She said he stood over her bed for what seemed like several minutes. She said she pretended to be asleep and waited for him to leave. Dear God, how scary. And in one of the photographs, she has a camera going through the window, which is not going to stop someone from breaking and entering, because all they're going to do is take that camera sitting out on the ledge and just break it or cover it up. Oh, Lord. If you are coming at this time in the morning, do you have a weapon? Do you have a knife? Do you have a gun? I didn't know what to do. I'm just lying there, she said. It's spooky. Police said early Tuesday morning, a man fitting the same description broke into a house on Braycrest Cove and stood over a woman while she was sleeping. The woman was able to scare him away. Investigators said 2 days later, Austin Peace Station task force members located Coleman at a gas station nearby and said he admitted to being inside the Braycrest Cove home. Another victim was able to identify him. Coleman was charged with 2 counts of aggravated burglary, sexual battery, and indecent exposure. Court records show Coleman was arrested for sexual battery in 2013. In 2016, he received a 3-year suspended sentence after he pled guilty to aggravated burglary. He is scheduled to appear in court on Monday, which was this previous Monday. His bond has been set at $65,000. So God forbid if he can make bond. So what does he do for a living? Does he work? Is he mentally disabled? Homeless? Why is he on these people's streets? One street looks like a cul-de-sac. Why is he over there? How did he get there? How is he getting to these women's homes? Why is it that some he's just looking at, some he's sexually assaulting? Because you see the charges here that he's been charged with 2 counts of aggravated burglary, sexual battery, and indecent exposure. So sexual battery means he's touched a victim, because they name rape different ways: sexual assault, I'm assuming sexual battery. So what did he do to one of the victims? The lady who moved, where is she going? Staying with somebody else? Found a job, had savings? Because a lot of people right now can't afford to move. Most people can't even afford the places that they're in. Whether it's an apartment, a house, a duplex, a trailer, renting, have a mortgage. So I'm trying to figure out how a person can just up and pack up their stuff and move and go where? So she also has friends, family, somebody to take her in. This is why when you live alone or have a family, it's all the same. Wherever you are, you need cameras in your house, because we have sick people out here, and it doesn't matter Where you live, you need cameras. Even if you're in an apartment building where you need a key to get in, a code to get in, key card to get in, you still need cameras in your apartment, your house. You live in a house, you need security cameras outside, inside, because you have creepy people out here. Sean Coleman, prior arrests, sexual battery, 2013. 2016, he received a 3-year suspended sentence after he pleaded guilty to aggravated burglary. So the sexual battery, is it in conjunction with the 2016 suspended sentence, or is that a separate charge? Obviously, he likes breaking and entering and touching people and touching himself, self-gratification, crawling on his knees, very creepy. Decent looking homes, standard little ranchers, but not safe, because that's the point. No one is safe. Breaking in people's homes, women's homes. So in order for him to break into a home where there happens to be a woman, that means he has had to watch the woman. Because it's risque to break into a house and you don't know, one, if they have a security camera, ADT. You don't know if they have a dog, okay? You don't know if they've got burly men in there. You don't know if they have a weapon, shotgun, mace. So in order for you to decide to break into a woman's home, that means you've had to watch to know she's alone, she's single, there's nobody trafficking. You don't see anybody going in and out, such as children, a man, sons. This is bizarre to me. Very, very bizarre. Hello, everybody. Viewing, thank you so much. Sean Coleman, 32, previous charges of burglary and battery. He's an African-American male. One of the women showing her doors, she obviously is African-American. Very scary. U-Haul outside of one of the homes. The lady, I guess, who packed up and left. This content is by WREG, uploaded 4 days ago. Wow, 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 what a mess. Prayers to them, because that's creepy. Not being able to sleep in your own house, worrying about somebody breaking and entering. It's not good. It's not good at all. Not good at all. Wendy Williams. 4-part live, everybody. New York Post is the source of this information. Thank you for joining me. Slow rolling this evening. This is live number 2. Please check out my content pertaining to Sebastian Rogers' father, Seth Rogers. That was my earlier live. Did he purchase a motorcycle? That's the latest gossip.
Has sold off the former daytime host's New York City apartment she had just purchased.
Hold on 1 second.
In the latest saga involving Wendy Williams, a court-appointed guardian has sold off the former daytime host's New York City apartment she had just purchased a few years back. The sale comes after the court ruled that Wendy was deemed incapacitated to make a decision on the property, which was already facing liens due to unpaid mortgage fees. Speaking to the Post, a source said, quote, Wendy's dream has always been to live in Manhattan in a dream apartment, but never got a chance to do so. It is a very unfortunate situation. Wendy's guardian ended up selling the home at a loss. Back in 2021, the daytime veteran purchased the 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom penthouse for $4.5 million. It sold last week for $3.75 million. The home occupied over 2,400 square feet and featured floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the Hudson River.
Wow.
The property also featured 20-foot-high ceilings. The building's amenities had a fitness center, 60-feet lap pool, sauna, steam room, and jacuzzi with an expansive terrace. Meanwhile, Wendy has been facing ongoing health battles that have only escalated since her longtime running show, The Wendy Williams Show, ended back in 2022. She was diagnosed with Graves' disease and lymphedema, and Wendy is also currently seeking treatment for severe alcohol use at a rehabilitation facility in Malibu. We hope all the best for her.
Well, they're now finally saying in Malibu. First, we had no knowledge of where Wendy Williams was residing. So now we get this information, if true, that she's in Malibu. So that's in California. How's she doing? Is she well? Is she better? What is her prognosis as far as being able to get out of there? Because she's been in there some time. We're now in a new year. When will she be able to get out? Will she still need a guardian? The guardian, let me talk to you for just a second. What are you going to do with the money? Because obviously she owes money on this older apartment she had. And what's interesting is that allegedly when she was doing the documentary, she ended up moving out. They filmed that. They went to that apartment. It was empty. She allegedly bought another place. So what about that place? Where is that place? Because she had to take her things somewhere. Even if she sold a lot of the things, which is that has been reported, that she sold a lot of her items 2 months before the selling of this apartment, this penthouse. Where did she put her things? Because at the end of that documentary, it shows the guy said he went to the apartment, there was nothing there. So where did her things go? The things that she kept? I'm curious. What are you doing with the money? Are you going to pay her previous mortgages, mortgage fees? She also has some tax liens, I do believe, some old taxes. Got to pay Uncle Sam because he wants all of his money. Shut your mouth. He says, I got to have it. One way or the other. And if I don't get it by check, cashier's check, cash, I will take everything you own. I'll seize your house, your car, your fur coat, your Manolo Blahniks, your Gucci slippers. I will take it all. What does she have to her of her own possessions at this moment? What does Wendy Williams have of value? Number one. Does she own any other properties? Monies in bank accounts, private accounts overseas? Does she have clothes, shoes, furniture somewhere in storage? What does she have? Because that's the one thing I've said about this debacle pertaining to Wendy Williams. What if she finally gets out and she has nothing? She has no money. She has no clothes. She has no shoes. She don't even have a chair to sit in to put in a damn studio apartment. How depressing would that be for a human being? To amass a lot of money to go into a treatment center, they're now saying it's for alcoholism, and then come out with nothing. Some might say it's karma. She was a nasty girl queen. Always stirring the pot up there on that television set. Because everybody has their own style in talk shows, and she appeared messy. She rattled the cage with a lot of people in the entertainment business, especially with African American people. And there were a lot of black men who were not pleased with her. I can think of one rapper right now. I don't need to call his name. But he let it be known him or didn't like her. So I wonder how does he feel about her now since she's been ill, and what did he think of that documentary? Some say they shouldn't have done it once they realized she wasn't well, but they defend their actions saying, well, she wanted us to film, and yes, it's a bad look, but we had no idea that she was in the state she was in. We thought she was well. So it's entitled to your opinion if they should have continued with the documentary or not. But as they say, sensationalism sells, does it not? As someone kind of put on my YouTube channel, their commentary about the Sebastian Rogers case and Summer Wells case, basically saying they're not going to get solved or we're wasting our time. Well, we're wasting our time. Then what the fuck are you doing watching and over here commenting in the Queen's Playhouse? You know how I get. Don't disrespect me. I let this heifer know. I'm the realest on the block, and I'm not your average YouTuber. So don't ever clump me in a box with other YouTubers. Because I do what a lot of you, I do things differently over here. One, I do research. One, I study up on my content. I just don't run you a video or ad. I actually do research to bring you information pertaining to the subject matter. Most YouTubers don't do that. They just bring you the latest he said, she said, and keep it moving. But that's the point, to each its own. Like I told the person, obviously you don't care anything about these kids for you to even say it's nothing. They ain't got no suspects. Blah blah blah. Move on. Well, you move on. How about that? You stay at Queen's Playhouse and find you something to do. I suggest you take up knitting or sewing. And stay out my damn playhouse. I actually care about the children because I was once a child. Hello. You all know how the Queen gets. Hello, everybody in the chat. Thank you for joining me. Miss Lowry, Miss Shelton, Pinto. All right, everybody. Let me know what you think about Wendy Williams getting her house sold, her home sold. You know, nice place. Several levels, about 3 levels. And you can see the documentary. She wasn't in any shape to be going up and down those stairs. And that's the thing people don't understand about getting older. Anything can happen to your health to where you can't climb stairs. You can't go down to the basement or, however the apartment, home, or house is set up. A lot of houses in Atlanta, you enter in from the bottom, but you walk upstairs to go to your main level. I don't know if a lot of you have seen that with a lot of the reality TV shows. They park their car on the main level, but then they walk upstairs to the door or walk in flat and walk up more stairs inside of the house, apartment. I don't really care for that type of setup. I don't know, something about that I don't like. When I walk into a house, I don't want to walk upstairs to get into the main level. I want to walk in one flat level and be in the living space. Yeah, because I like to shop sometimes and buy stuff. I don't want to lug stuff out the car to only climb stairs to get into into the main level. I'm just saying. All right, everybody, that's the content pertaining to Wendy Williams. Wow. First part of this live stream is pertaining to a dirty bird, Sean Coleman, 32. He's a peeper. Obviously, he's a peeper because he's got to know these women are alone, breaking and entering, watching the women and touching himself. Sweet Jesus. One of the women has packed up and moved. Shut your mouth. I'm getting ready to take you to Alabama. African-American male, 45. He's a dirty bird. Keontae Harris has been arrested for a decade-old crime of 3 black people. 2 men and a woman were lured for some reason, because right now they're saying they don't have a motive, but Queen knows better. Something was going on with Keontae and these 3 people to unalive them. So Keontae, what's going on? Oh my goodness, and he's Omega Psi Phi. That's even worse. I'm looking at this sweater he has on in the picture. He's an Omega. He's a Q dog. For those of you who are familiar with the Omega Psi Phi fraternity, black fraternity. So he is an administrator, assistant principal at a middle school in Birmingham, Alabama. Well, guess what? Ding, ding, ding. He's been arrested for triple homicide. Let's get down to business, everybody. WSFA 12 News is the source. Keontae, what happened with those 3 people? I'm sure everybody at your job and everybody's like, what the hell is going on here? And the gist of the story is that the family members of the victim said, we already knew who the killer was. Now, you all think about that. 11-year-old cold case, and relatives said they knew Keontae Harris was the killer. So if you knew he was the killer, then enlighten us on why he killed them. Because you can't have one without the other. So the police are saying, we don't know what happened. Well, the family members, they know something, as they say in the street. The streets be talking. Sometimes it's truthful, sometimes it's fictional. But the one thing I've learned about the street, there's a little bit of truth to the he said and the she said. Kind of like this dirty business up here of true crime. Shut your mouth. Let's get down to business, everybody. WSFA 12 News is the source. Thank you for joining. Yep, just like your mama. She got a wide nose. How about that?
New information tonight in an 11-year-old murder case. Investigators say they finally know what happened to a woman and two men found dead in Georgia.
The three victims from Montgomery were found along an interstate south of Atlanta. 4
people have now been arrested in the case, including an assistant school principal in Jefferson County. The update in this cold case now from WSFA 12 News reporter Julia Avant.
Cheryl Colquitt Thompson, Quinones King, and Rodney Cottrell were found dead in Clayton County, Georgia in 2013. Investigators say they now believe the three were lured to a home, forced inside by gunpoint, and tortured. Police have now made 4 arrests. The suspects taken into custody in Alabama, North and South Carolina. 11 years later, Tony Garrett with Central Alabama Crime Stoppers still remembers the pain the victims' families felt.
This case actually helped me to grow as a Crime Stoppers director because I was able to start off feeling with
The person speaking, his name is Tony Garrett with Central Alabama Crime Stoppers.
family felt. Not really, but being able to go through their emotions.
Now Garrett and his team are trying to see if their efforts helped lead to the arrests.
They're still offering a reward for this case. So we're waiting on them to get back with us to see if they had a tipster or they had information come in to solve the case.
No matter how old a case is, Garrett says they are approaching with the same urgency. And thanks to technology, many more cold cases are now being solved.
So we're seeing that DNA investigations, people being, agencies combining more resources. We're seeing that is being a better solution or a better way to investigate. So we're seeing technology catch up and we're seeing better communications.
Law enforcement agencies in Clayton County, Georgia are leading this investigation so far. We do not know what led investigators to the suspects. Crime Stoppers is in touch with the victims' families. They say they will speak out when they are ready.
Julia, thank you. We also do not have a motive in this case. And if you'd like to learn more about that Jefferson County school superintendent who has been implicated, we know that he is now on leave from his position. You can read more about that part of the story at WSFA.com. And it's important to remember Crime Stoppers does work with crime victims' families, providing referrals for them to counseling and other resources. The organization offers cash rewards for information about unsolved cases and allows tipsters to remain anonymous. If you have an information or piece of information that could solve a crime, you should call 215-STOP.
Oh, wonderful to know. So Crime Stoppers offer resources for victims' families. Wonderful. Did not know that. What happened here? What happened to the 3 victims? 2 males and 1 female. Killed by Keontae Harris, 45, an Alabama assistant principal, and 3 other cohorts. Let's get down to business. We're going to go into the belly of the beast, try to get some understanding. Did he know these people? Did somebody do something to him? One of these people. Was it the female? Was it 2 guys? Is this drug related? Is this a menage a trois? Something went wrong. Somebody sleeping with somebody. Somebody messing with somebody's wife, girlfriend, baby mama, family oriented. Somebody did something to somebody's family member. Keontae was mad, so he lured them. Was this robbery? What was the motive for the triple homicide? Keontae, talk to us. And the sick part of the story, he's on leave. So what I have to ask myself is the obvious. Sir, were you a person of interest or a suspect back then? Because somebody commented on the news break. They saw my comment. They just could not wait to say something to the queen. You know. Sometimes the jobs, they don't know that you're a suspect or person of interest. Well, we don't know. Because the family says they knew it was him. So I don't know what the police knew, and I don't know what was said about him in the town. I don't know what was said when people did background searches on him. How would I know? Because I would know. That's the whole point. Please check out the Queen's shorts. 15 seconds of delight by the Queen in the YouTube queue. You cannot fill in during the live streams. You got business to take care of. Watch my shorts. I recap stories. They give us 15 seconds to bring you to business. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to bring you some updates too pertaining to some other breaking news here. I'll probably do that live tomorrow so I can give you more information. Once again, Wendy Williams' penthouse has been sold for $3.75 million, $822,000 below the value that it's worth. Trying to find my article. Hold on, so I can give you all more information. I don't know what's really going on here. It's very scary. Very, very scary. Also, 3 men have been charged in Whitey Bulger's 2018 prison killing after plea deals. So somebody's taking a plea. And the infamous mobster, Whitey Bulger. I didn't even know that he was murdered in prison. I remember him dying, but I didn't remember that he was murdered. Very interesting. I'll probably do a short on that one too. All right. Sorry it's taking me so long. I've got so many things uploaded. And I have to go into the belly of the beast to go find where I've put everything. And once again, Derek Chauvin, the ex-Minneapolis cop who was charged with murdering George Floyd, decided to represent himself in a tax fraud case, and he's withdrawn his guilty plea. I don't even know why he's wasting his breath. Dear God. Just a psychopath. Well, where is my story? I can't find it. Oh. Well, sorry, you guys. I'm trying to find it. Got a little separate database I got, and I don't know why I can't pull it up. Let me see about. I don't know. It's strange. Hope everybody's well. I don't know where it is. I had it. Somebody's not. Oh man. I've got so many videos. The Proudfoots, they're taking up all my time. And Seth Rogers, they're just. It's like they need to give it a break. Hold on, you guys. I'm trying to find this information. Have you all seen the Northern Lights? It says Northern Lights will remain visible for at least one more night over several United States. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. I opened up the picture and I was just stunned at the purple sky. Sorry it's taking me so long. I don't know what I did with the article. This is bizarre. I don't know why I can't find it. Oh, some of the stuff that I read. Oh man, I mean just crazy stuff. Sometimes I wonder, what do people really do with their time? I'm gonna have to pull up in Google searches. For some reason I can't find it. I've got so much content stored. I can't pull it up. Hold on 1 minute, everybody. Oh man. Good Lord. Well, you people are so bored in the chat. Give it a rest. You can tell when people, their spirits are bad. They just troll. They don't have anything better to do. Sad. All right, everybody. everybody. Here we go. New York Times is the source. Hope I can pull it up. And he's sitting in the damn courtroom grinning. Lord, yeah, he's a nut. Assistant principal is among 4 charged with murdering 3 in Georgia in 2013. Oh God, please don't tell me I can't. Oh man. Look, I don't have time for this. Oh my God. These articles, they don't want you to read nothing without having to pay for everything. Hold on, everybody. I'm sorry. This is... Let's see what People Magazine have to say. An Alabama middle school assistant principal was one of 4 men arrested in connection with a 2013 triple homicide that remained unsolved for more than a decade. The investigation stems from a January 13, 2013 incident when 3 bodies were found in an abandoned Dodge Charger in Union City, Georgia. The Clayton County Sheriff said in a statement, police said the victims were tortured, murdered after being lured to a residence in Jonesboro, Georgia at gunpoint. The trio were then allegedly loaded into the Charger where the bodies were found. So that means somebody had help. May 8th, the Sheriff's Office received warrants to arrest 4 men who were each indicted on 3 counts of malice murder, according to the statement. The Sheriff's Office said the 4 were arrested over a span of 48 hours across 3 states. One of the 4 men arrested is Keontae Harris, who is being held in custody in Jefferson County, Alabama, on fugitive from justice warrant. According to his LinkedIn, Harris works as an assistant principal for the Jefferson County School District and has worked in education since at least 2006. So he's been working with the school system since 2006. The people were murdered January 13, 2013. So he's been in the system. He was in the system 7 years when he killed these people. Dear God. The Atlanta Journal-Constitution reported that Harris works at Mechadori Middle School, citing a statement from the superintendent, Walter Gosselin. We have been made aware that Mr. Keontae Harris was arrested Wednesday afternoon. At this time, we are still gathering facts about the specifics of the situation, Gosselin said in the reported statement. However, early indications are that the charges are not related to this individual's employment with Jefferson County schools. Oh, ain't this a blip? Per standard procedure, Mr. Harris has been placed on paid administrative leave. As more facts become available, we will act according to our district's policy. Oh my goodness. It is not immediately clear if Harris or any of the other 3 suspects have been formally charged. The Clayton County District Attorney's Office did not immediately respond to a request for further information from People. Police did not specify how they linked the 4 suspects to the crime. These are the suspects that have been arrested, everybody. Well, the victims, excuse me. Cheryl Colquitt Thompson, Quinones King, and Rodney Cottrell. They were residents of Montgomery, Alabama. Further information was not immediately available. I'm going to go out on a limb and do something I probably should not do. So everybody bear with me. 3 African-American people, 1 woman, 2 men, were residents of Montgomery, Alabama. They were lured to a house in Georgia. Georgia is next door to the state of Alabama. Okay? My forethought is this is drug related. Perhaps the 3 went on a drug purchase, went to this certain house, and they were ambushed, tortured for their monies and or drugs, all of the above. I believe it's drug related. I hate to say that, but the fact that they're from Montgomery, but they're lured to a house in Georgia, you got to ask yourself, what would they be doing in Georgia? Going over there to Georgia for what? I could be wrong, but my spirit is telling me possibly this is drug related. They all went on a drug run, went to buy some drugs. And Mr. Keontae was in the dope business even while working for the school district, whichever school district that is. So let's ask that question. The district that he works for now, Mecca Doris Middle School, was he working for that school back then when these people were murdered in 2013, or that was another school he worked for? Because obviously he's worked his way up. So let's say he started out as what? A school teacher. So from 13 up until now, we're talking about 24, 11 years. Mercy, mercy. Shut your mouth. All of the men are right now in Jefferson County, Alabama, on a fugitive from justice warrant. Mr. Keontae Harris, 45, works for the Jefferson County School District and has worked since 2006. Is this drug related? Were all these people in the dope game? Just curious. Because how do you lure somebody from one state to the next? Make it make sense. Cheryl Colquitt Thompson, Quinones King, and Rodney Cottrell. How did all the people know each other? The suspects and the victims. How did they know each other? Because ask yourself. The people were lured from Alabama to Georgia, went to a house. Was the house empty, abandoned? What? And in order to kill them and torture them, that sounds drug related. Bunch of guys, women goes one place, and then these other guys torturing them. So could it be that the people who were tortured, they sold these people some bad dope, or sold one of the guys some bad dope? Could it be these guys had their money in the pot and they got the dope, it was bad, and so they pretended they needed more, never let them know that the dope was bad, and then they called, had a meetup spot, and then lured them to the place and tortured them? Were the people robbed? I'm curious to that. What was everyone's occupation back in 2013? How many of them had children? How many of them had arrest records? If they have arrest records, what were their crimes? See, all that's going to matter. And the fact that the family members say they knew Keontae was one of the suspects, that means they know something about Keontae. Say, whoa. Because how are you going to know somebody from Alabama and you're in Georgia? Just curious. Just curious. Very interesting. Wow, wow, wow. Middle school assistant principal. Three bodies found in an abandoned Dodge Charger in Union City, Georgia. They were tortured and murdered after being lured to a residence in Jonesboro, Georgia, at gunpoint. They were then loaded into a charger where their bodies were found. This is deep. 4 men have been arrested. 3 counts of malice murder. Three states. Warrants were served in 3 states for these men. Mr. Harris has been in the education business 2006. Boy, this is a mess right here. Let me get the names of the suspects. Hold on one second if I can. This article didn't show me that. Woo! You say the devil is busy. They meant that. Damn. No rest for the weary. Earlier this month, a grand jury indicted 45-year-old Keontae Harris on 3 counts of malice murder for his alleged involvement in 11-year-old killings. The indictment similarly charged 3 other suspects: Kenneth Thompson, Kevin Harris, Darrell Harris. So, are Kevin and Darrell brothers? cousins. They're all in charge of 3 counts, malice murder, says Clayton County Sheriff Levon Allen in a statement. Took place in Clayton County, Georgia, just south of Atlanta. All 3 victims tortured and killed before their bodies were put in that 2010 Charger along Interstate 85 near Union City, which is close by. Union City says they found the bodies inside of the car, January 13, 2013. The victims were lured to a residence on Magnolia Drive in Jonesboro where they were forced into the residence at gunpoint. So that means they met these people there. Because how can you be lured somewhere without knowing the victim? Knowing the perpetrator. You had to know something about them, whether it's a business deal, somebody was selling something or something. Hey, come over here on Magnolia Drive in Jonesboro, Georgia, where they were forced to the residence at gunpoint. Once again, loaded into that Charger. That's where they found them. WAKA-TV reported that the victims had been beaten and strangled to death. They were identified as Cheryl Colquitt Thompson, Quinones King, and Rodney Cottrell, all of whom were residents of Montgomery, Alabama, everybody. So we're talking about 3 people leaving Alabama to go to Georgia to meet one of these men, and yet there were 4. So did they know there would be 4 men at the meetup place? What were they going to meet these people to do? How long have they known each other? Very interesting. Clayton County Police Department and the District Attorney's Office have continued to pursue an investigation into the murders and recently secured indictments from the grand jury. Just imagine this, from 13 up until now. It's a long time. The 4 suspects were arrested on fugitive from justice warrants in 3 states between Wednesday and Friday of last week, Allen said. Booking records show that Harris is being held in the Jefferson County Jail in Birmingham. Wow, wow, wow. Damn principal, assistant principal. Jefferson County Schools is where he's employed. And they confirmed his position as assistant principal at Mechadori Middle School, WAKA-TV. Once again, he goes on to say they're aware of his arrest, which has no dealings with the school, and he's on administrative leave, paid administrative leave. CBS News contacted the school district for more information, but did not receive an immediate reply. They ain't going to reply because they don't know no more than what you know. Maybe. CBS News is the source, everybody. Hello, everybody in the chat. So is this assistant principal a bad boy? Was he in the dope game back in 2013 while working for the school district? How many jobs has he had in the school system in Alabama? Has he worked in any other jurisdictions outside of Alabama? Why was he arrested? Why was he indicted on murder for these 3 people? What was going on between he, his 3 cohorts, and the 3 victims? Why did they go over to meet these people in Georgia? The victims came from Alabama. They go to Georgia, they meet him. So now you got to ask yourself, did he live in Georgia at the time? Because you have to ask yourself all those questions. He's a assistant principal here in Alabama, but the crime took place in Georgia. The victims came from Alabama. Stay woke now. He now lives here in Alabama as an assistant principal. But the crime took place in Georgia, and the victims came from Alabama. So is Keontae from Alabama? This is where I'd like to know what the hell's going on. Victims came from Alabama, went over to Georgia to do something, met up with Keontae and his gang, beat up, strangled, put in a car, dead. So that means somebody orchestrated this, somebody had help. What was the motive? Was he always a person of interest or suspect, but they didn't have evidence? Why did the family believe he was involved? How long has he known any of the victims? Is this drug related? Is this something about somebody shortchanged somebody, owed somebody some money? Is it a situation of people went in together on a business deal, venture, and somebody got shorted, robbed? What? Bamboozled? What happened? That's the 411, everybody. Last story is a very depressing story coming out of Georgia as well and Tennessee. Oh, Lord have mercy. God help me. I just don't understand people. Just sick. Family helps cover up woman's murder, Clayton County police say. Atlanta News First is the source of this information. This is so terrible. Oh my God. When I read the details, I thought I was going to throw up.
They say a man's entire family was involved in the county woman.
And now they're facing charges. This case is gruesome. Atlanta News First anchor Tori Cooper joins us live from outside the Clayton County Police Department.
And Tori, police say it all started with the woman's boyfriend.
That's what police are saying. They say they went through statement after statement. They even went through jail phone calls. And they say this is why tonight they believe that McHale Edwards, his wife, his mother, and brother all allegedly played a role in the disappearance of Brianna Winston.
I remember having her all the time when she was a baby, playing in her hair.
It's small memories like this that Jasmine Walker is cherishing now more than ever before.
The last couple of months has been hard. I've had sleepless nights, just
Jasmine Walker is the victim's cousin.
up worrying, just thinking like, where's Brianna?
Her cousin, 23-year-old Brianna Winston, was last seen on March 16th, and now the Clayton County Police Department says they believe she was murdered by her boyfriend.
It was malice murder because it took some forethought.
Police say her boyfriend, McHale Edwards, planned to kill her and eventually carried out that plan. Investigators say on March 17th, he went to Brianna's apartment where the two began arguing because he married another woman in secrecy.
She had confronted him after learning about his infidelity to her. He choked her.
From there, police say McHale put her body in a suitcase, drove to a man's house in Tennessee, burned her body. Then the two men allegedly disposed of her remains on the highway and behind a church in a cemetery. Police say they weren't the only people who helped cover up her murder.
It turned into a family affair.
Police say McHale's wife gave him her car to drive to Tennessee. His mother and brother allegedly burned his shoes and a pair of gloves to conceal Brianna's murder. All three are now facing charges, but Brianna's family still feels helpless.
I've just been crying every night because I wasn't there to help her.
But now that she's been found and brought back home,
I wasn't going to sleep until she was found. And I'm not going to give up until justice is served.
Not on murder. No statute of limitations on murder. Sexual assault, sometimes, but not murder. Hold on, let me go back.
Family affair.
Police say McHale's wife gave him her car to drive to Tennessee. His mother and brother allegedly burned his shoes and a pair of gloves to conceal Brianna's murder. All three are now facing charges, but Brianna's family still feels helpless.
I've just been crying every night because I wasn't there to help her.
But now that she's been found and brought back home,
I wasn't going to sleep until she was found. And I'm not going to give up until justice is served.
now the other man in Tennessee who allegedly helped burn Brianna's body was granted immunity in exchange for his confession. Reporting live in Clayton County tonight, I'm Tori Cooper, Atlanta News First.
New tonight.
Given immunity. So how did the police get to this guy in Tennessee? Oh my gosh, I'm so pissed off. This is what I'm talking about. You gave him immunity, because he didn't kill her? He wasn't there when she was killed? but he helped burn her body. I get so sick of people coming to Tennessee with these dead folks. How about that? This is becoming a little hideaway place for people. Always coming to Tennessee, bringing somebody dead. You just go way up here to Tennessee, dump her body. Wow. Wow, 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 damn, wow. Oh my goodness, I'm ready to go the fuck off. Family help, mother, brother help, burn shoes, gloves. Wow. Let's go 5 hours from now. Tell everybody in the chat, thank you for joining me. Oh man, she's a pretty girl. Jesus Christ. And she had a baby by this loser. This is why I keep telling women you have to be careful about the people you date and sleep and hook up with. You don't know people. Now it says the content's not available. Why not? Oh, Lord. I'll just read the article I have. Oh, Jesus. This is so bad. Pretty girl. Young, snuffed out over a fucking loser. A fucking bum that married another woman. How about that? And the woman, she's stupid because, you know, you're going to help him go dump the body somewhere after he's murdered her. So that means he had to have told you he murdered her. Oh, by the way, everybody, they cleared out her apartment. Let me get down to the story because you're going to be sick when you hear all this information. This is bad, man. I almost thought he set her up just to be with her so he could rob her. Nasty heathen. Just disgusting as hell. This article act like it don't want to load up either. What is the deal? A missing persons case took a gruesome turn as Clayton County woman's remains were found in Tennessee following her disappearance last month. Clayton County Police made the announcement on Monday that Brianna Winston's live-in boyfriend and father of her child, who was a person of interest in the case, is now facing murder and other charges. We tirelessly worked to figure out exactly what happened to Brianna. The investigation led us to Tennessee, where we were able to get some answers. It left us some happiness, but a lot of sorrow for Brianna, said Lieutenant Ashanti Marbury with the Major Felony Unit at Clayton County Police. It was not a crime that was committed in the heat of passion. There was malice. Oh, Lord. Excuse me, y'all. Jumped off. There was some intent there. So obviously he doubled back and killed the girl after they argued. I don't know why this thing just keeps won't stay on.
We know the remains of a missing Clayton County woman were found in Tennessee on Friday. Police arrested the father of Brianna Winston's child and charged him with murder. 11 Lives Teresa Bowles has more on how police found her body.
Sorry.
More than a month after being reported missing, Brianna Winston's family has the answer to what happened to her.
In an argument, she had confronted him after learning about his infidelity. He choked her.
Clayton County Police Lieutenant Ashanti Marbury says the hands around Winston's neck belong to Mikhail Edwards. He cleaned out their College Park apartment. That's not where the story ends. Edwards is accused of zipping Winston's body up in a suitcase and jumping into his newly wedded wife's car to get rid of Winston's body in Tennessee. He then met with a man who police say has immunity, and the details get more gruesome from there.
Together, the two men placed the suitcase inside of a burn barrel. They doused it with accelerant, lit a fire, and they kept that fire burning from the early afternoon until nightfall,
leaving only a skeleton and her belongings that they buried in multiple places. Next, Marbury says Edwards looped his own family into his crimes. Edwards allegedly borrowed his new wife, Brianna Phillip Edwards' car. She's facing charges for helping and lying to police. Edwards Phillips and 2 other family members are facing tampering with evidence charges for getting rid of Winston's other things because Edwards had a slip up.
While reviewing jail calls, we heard Michael tell Brianna Edwards Phillips to burn a pair of shoes.
Edwards now faces 6 felony charges, including malice murder. not ready to talk right now. Winston's family says off camera that this is the closure they were waiting for. In Clayton County, Teresa Bowles, 11 Alive News.
Brianna Phillips Edwards and Mikhail Edwards are due in court again on June 5th.
June 5th, I will bring you that update. Less than a month from now. Oh, Lord have mercy. Damn. This is bad. Bad. But this is what's crazy. Both of the girls have the same name. That's why I think I was getting confused at first when I was reading the story. The victim's name is Brianna Winston. This dude was living with her and also the father of her child. Stay woke. Okay? Brianna Winston is the victim. Had a live-in boyfriend. Also had a baby with him. What in God's name is going on? It appears Mikhail Edwards, live-in boyfriend, choked her to death on March 17th before putting her body in a suitcase and burning it in the Tennessee woods with the help of another person. This is the informant who now has immunity. Major Frank Thomas said the investigation took over 1,100 man-hours, 20 search warrants, and K9 cadaver dogs. He added that authorities used bank records, social media sites, and interviews as evidence in the case. Oh, she looks so young. Loved ones reported Winston missing April 1st after learning her apartment had been cleared out. So let's go back. April 1st, her apartment's cleared out. She was choked to death March 17th. So a little over 2 weeks. How did they find out? Were they calling? She wouldn't answer, so they went over to the apartment. Her family had not heard from Winston since March 16th. Clayton County Police then called her disappearance suspicious on April 27th. Oh, well, that's over a month later. A month and 11 damn days. Ooh. Where they named Edwards and Brianna Phillips Edwards, his wife, as a person of interest. So I want everybody to pay attention. The victim's name is Brianna, Brianna. And the new wife's name, Brianna, Brienna Phillips. Are y'all believing this? Anybody in this chat listening to the Queen? What are the odds he's having sexual relations with two females with similar names? You can't make this up. Big as Atlanta is in the surrounding counties. Dear God, somebody help me. And they don't look alike. Because the wife is lighter skinned, or her mangy ass. Oh, Lord, I can't. So Brianna Winston is the victim, everybody. The wife's name is Brianna Phillips Edwards. Okay? She and Edwards were named as persons of interest in the case. On Monday, May 6th, the investigation moved to Tennessee and police began a search along a stretch of I-40 for Winston's remains. They eventually traveled to Gates, Tennessee. Never even heard of this place. Where police met a man who they believe would be able to give them some more information about Winston's last moments. The man, who is now immune from some charges for his alleged role in her death, told police that he helped Mikhail Edwards burn Winston's body and hide some of her skeletal remains. He also told police that Winston and Mikhail Edwards got into an argument after she learned of his infidelity leading to the deadly incident. The option was to walk away. You have the option to walk away from arguments, Marbury added. Police said the man told them Mikhail Edwards took some of Winston's remains and dumped them on the side of the highway, and he took the rest of her remains in a burn barrel and dumped them behind a Tennessee church in a cemetery. Wait a minute. Oh my goodness. Wait. I know damn well your dusty ass ain't carried no burn barrel in no car all the way to Tennessee. What the hell? Who from point A, dump some of the remains off the highway all the way up here in Tennessee, and then dump the rest behind the damn cemetery, church cemetery. Okay. Oh man. Yes, repeat. Remains, dumped them on the side of the highway. And he took the rest of her remains in a burn barrel and dumped them behind a Tennessee church in a cemetery. So now you done went on the Lord's property, crossed over the Lord's property to the cemetery to dump the rest of her remains, and you ain't thinking they got cameras or nothing at the church? God, you a fool. Who is this guy who helped them? And where does he live up here in Tennessee? Because you obviously got in cahoots with him and told him the truth of why you needed his help. And I want to know why the fuck you helped him. You a fool to help him. Man, see, this is what I'm talking about right here. You got people out here that are just as wicked as the people who commits the crimes. Because they just told you they came to Tennessee to get more information. So what led them to Tennessee? GPS on the car? GPS on the phones? Probably. And it led them right to his house. His number in the phones, because they probably seized their phones, saw who they were talking to. GPS on the phones, GPS on the cars. They were stupid, didn't get burner phones. I don't know. I'm so disgusted right now, man. I just feel like crying. This is jacked up. Authorities issued an arrest warrant for Mikhail Edwards' wife, Brianna Phillips Edwards, for allegedly providing him with a car to get to Tennessee to destroy Winston's body. And knowing something about the incident, it's unclear how much the wife knew. Several other family members were also charged with their involvement in tampering with evidence after he told his wife in a jail call and others to destroy some items connected to the case, such as Edwards' mother, Ebony Anderson, and his brother, Keelan Wright. Mikhail Edwards and Brianna Phillips were secretly married in January, Lieutenant Marbury said at the news conference. It turned into a family affair. He definitely looped everyone into this crime, said Lieutenant Marbury. She also explained a previous aggravated stalking charge for Mikhail Edwards, where he was in violation of a stay-away order from a domestic violence incident with Winston. So she took out an order of protection or something against him, and yet they still end up hooking back up. We all make mistakes, obviously. Lord Jesus. Let me repeat that. He was in violation of a stay-away order from a domestic violence incident. And some states will pick up the charge, even if you don't sign the report, sign the charge, such as Knoxville, Tennessee. It doesn't matter if you are a woman, man, whatever. You get beat up by your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, and you say, well, I don't want to press charges. Knox City says we don't care. We're going to carry the charge for you. But what happens is, when it's time to go to court, he don't show up. Then what? I guess the state just presses forward. Lord have mercy. All right, here we go. Thomas concluded the news conference by thanking the family for helping authorities with the investigation. In closing, I do not want to say we are surrounded with family members here only because without them, we wouldn't have gotten to where we were in some parts of this investigation, he said. They filled in those gaps for somebody who wasn't around, showing what their day-to-day routine was. We were able to tell when it stopped. So they were very crucial with it, and we really appreciate their support and being able to close this case for them. Family members previously described Winston as a mother who loved her daughter. Brianna was a very sweet person, outgoing, nice. She loved her little girl to death. She loved our family. We just miss Brianna, Jasmine Walker, Winston's cousin, previously said. The family didn't speak at the media briefing, but told 11 Alive's Tricia Bowles off camera that this brings them closure. Mikhail Edwards now faces at least 6 felony charges, including malice murder, felony murder, aggravated assault, tampering with evidence. He is currently in the custody of the Clayton County Jail, according to records. Edwards and his wife have an upcoming court date, June 5th, 8:30 a.m. Wow, wow, wow. Oh, gosh, she's cutie pie. Cutie pie. Oh, this is so depressing. I give up. Living alive is the source, everybody. I just give up. Snuffed out. Young girl. Had a baby with a loser. She found out, obviously, he was messing around with this other woman, and more than likely, he was messing around with her all along when she met him. Naturally, it takes 9 months to carry a kid. So, this other female was probably in the picture while she was messing with him and got pregnant. Say, well, are we going to learn that? He was messing around with both of them, but he liked the other one more and married her. I got a feeling the one that he's married to, that's the one he's probably been with for a while. And then he met Brianna, didn't tell the main girlfriend, and then she probably started finding out stuff, and he probably went ahead and said, okay, will you marry me? They married, but he's still sleeping over here with the baby mama. They said they lived together. So how are you living with her, but you're married to the wife in January? What the fuck? See, this is how demons become older demons. You're already a young person doing mischievous stuff, and then you end up becoming an older person doing the same damn thing. Now you're locked up. You and your cutie pie. You and your new wife, you're locked up, you're incarcerated like fools. You got your mama and your brother. They're stupid enough to burn stuff for you. So now they're burning stuff after the fact. This is bad, man. This is so damn bad. Well, it happens to older people too, Penny. That's the point. That's the point I'm making. Bad habits as a young person leads to bad habits as an older person. And he's not going to get to find out what it's like to be an older person because his ass is going to be going to trial. Him and his little cutie pie. And she'll probably flip on him. I didn't know anything, and he said he needed to use my car. He's my husband. I didn't know he killed her. So let's ask that question. Did Mikhail tell the wife he murdered Brianna? What was her response? Or did he just say, I need to use your car, I got to go out of town for a second? Got some business to take care of. Did he work? Did he have a job? How is he balancing 2 houses? We know it happens, but I'm just, it's a rhetorical question, naturally, but I'm just asking. How did he balance 2 houses? Because how are you married to the other Brianna in January, but you're still over here living with this girl that you murdered? So how are you going back and forth between 2 houses? Does he have children with the wife? How old are these people? Because I didn't get an age on any of these people. They're young. How long has he been with both women? As I said, I got a feeling he probably was with the one he married first. But then, who knows? Could have been messing with Brianna, got her pregnant, and then was messing around with this other girl somewhere down the road. See, I don't know. I don't know who was first in the picture. I'm sure it's all going to come out in the wash. When they start going through the data, the phones, people that are close to him, somebody's going to finally tell the truth. And then the brother and the mother, they're probably just going to get, what? Probation for burning shoes and stuff. This is the crazy part too, you guys. They cleared out her apartment. Are y'all hearing me? They cleared out her apartment after he murdered her. So the wife had to have known what went down. Because how are you going to take your wife to your girlfriend's apartment and she don't ask, whose place is this? Whose stuff is this? Golly, this is fucked up. Well, people in church do stuff too, Penny. Come on now. Let's keep it real. There's no such thing as going to church and all of that. You can go to church and still sin. You can go to church and still fornicate. You didn't know the people in the church, they have sex too. Most of the people in church are single women. You think they're just celibate? They're not having sexual relations? They don't have desires? Of course they do. That old adage, go to church, meet you a man. Hell, there ain't no men in the church. The men in the church are either gay, they're children, or they already got a woman or a wife. Ain't no going to the church. This is so terrible. And I tell myself this, you take a chance every time you meet a man as a woman. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you're from. I don't care about your race. All that's irrelevant. You don't know people. It's just like last night. I was up late and I was kind of, in the bed, just letting the TV play because I do that now. Years ago, I didn't never go to bed with the TV on. But now I do it to put me to sleep for some weird reason. So here we have this lady in Florida. Perfect timing for this story. This is 48 hours. White lady living in a nice home, got a small boy child, and she's got this husband. I think he's maybe younger than her. But anyway, he doesn't work. He doesn't do anything. So the lady who's the host of the show, she's asking a friend or whoever, she says, well, what did he do for a living? And she says, he just took care of the house. He didn't work. So the wife or whomever, she had them known this was going to be a recipe for disaster. How's it going to work? You're the woman, the breadwinner, and you got a whole man that doesn't do anything but piddle around the house. So the house was under construction. They ended up living in the garage. She ended up living in the upstairs room over the garage, or he lived downstairs, whatever. Dogs in cages, just crazy ass nonsense. The point is, it probably got expensive, turned everything up. I don't know if she ran out of money or what, but it's a really nice house. And let me tell you what Queen was thinking while watching this play out. I want you all to listen carefully. That my discerning spirit said, before they said anything about it in the story, I said, that man is gay. I said, that man is gay. And I was just laying in the bed, eyes open and closing. Next thing you hear in the story, she found out he was having affairs with men and going to bathhouses or some type of mess. I said, oh my damn goodness. Queen called it. So you're going to say to yourself, Queen, how in the world would you know that just from looking at a picture? Exactly. How would Queen know he was gay just from looking at a picture on a TV screen? Because I did. So that same discerning spirit is the same spirit I have when I'm up here talking about these other cases in Rogersville, Hendersonville. It's the same spirit. I looked at the photograph of the two, and I could tell that he was younger than her. And I said, that's a homosexual man, and he's using her for her fucking money. That's exactly what I said to myself. So he's been out here sleeping with men, but marrying women. Okay, it gets even better. He's married another woman after this one shows up dead, and she's getting sick, having stomach problems. Ding, ding, ding. He's poisoning her. See, I'm going to tell myself how she didn't see the signs. How did any of these women not see the signs this white man is gay? Because if Queen could tell by looking at the picture, that's not the same as being around you, talking to you, watching you walk, talk, your demeanors, your hand gestures. I'm being serious, you guys. How in the world would I even think this man is gay just from looking at the picture? I just looked up at the screen. You know how you watching the documentary and they show a picture of the guy and the girl together, and I said, he looks kind of feminine. And then they keep talking, and finally they say, oh, she found out he's been messing with men, sleeping with men. I said, oh, hell no. He what? Queen called it. He's a loser, yes, bum. He meets these women. I think he was just begging women who had money, had good jobs, nice cars, homes, finessed his way into their circle to get on. So when she was found dead, $5,000 was missing, and something else was missing too. I think a bank card or something was missing. I said, oh, he took that. He took her money. I'm not shocked at that at all. Took her damn money. And then I think the other one he was married to, I can't remember if he was married to her afterwards or not, or beforehand, she was supporting him. I can't believe blah, blah, blah. There's always somebody supporting him. Money was going into a bank account with this other older woman, much older. And they were saying, well, we think that, maybe she was, helping him with his finances. And I thought, shit, if you say so. I'll share it to my community page after this live so you all can check it out if you want to. Queen got gaydar. Pinto, please stop. No, but I threw that in there because it's similar. Who's to say that white guy who's gay, he was just out here finessing older women so he can get in their pocketbook? This little black ass bum down in Georgia, who's to say he met a pretty little girl, she had a nice apartment, had a decent job, and he's just using her for whatever she could give him? Because I won't doubt she probably was giving him money, probably taking care of him. Who's to say he probably didn't have a fucking car or a job? So let's ask that. Mikhail, do you have a job? Did you have a job before you got arrested? Do you have other children out here? Who else were you screwing? Because I won't doubt you probably screwing half of Atlanta. And let everybody tell it, most of the men down in Atlanta gay. So hell, he probably bisexual his damn self. Shut up, Queen. Because they talk about them black men like dogs down there. They tell you, you don't want to come down here, Queen. They gay down here, baby. You don't want to get these gay ass black men. They gay, they bisexuals. I sure don't want it. Hell, can't deal with these black bastards up here with they broke asses. Woo, Lord, my tongue is horrible. Excuse my language. Yeah, they bums up here. 40-year-old bums, 50-year-old bums. Huh, you think the men up here want to be single? Want to be tied down with a woman? Hell no. They got girlfriends, wives, 7, 8 children, 10 children, and still want to screw everything they want. Old ass men still screwing around. Like, why? So imagine a guy his age, probably 20s, mid-20s, late 20s. He's already making babies, living with one, marrying another one secretly. So that's what I'm saying. How was it working out that he's over here with the baby mama and living with her, but then he's married this other woman? So how long was he dating the one that he married? Was she first or was she second? Were there other women he was dating? Did he work? Did he have a job? Did he have a car? Does he have a criminal record? Background? Well, we obviously know he likes to beat up women because she had an order of protection against him, but they were together for her to find out that he was cheating with somebody else, which is the wife. Dear Lord. What you say? You killing me. Honey, I'm killing myself. And I'm telling you, anybody can end up dead. Not just this young girl. You see that woman that, the story I'm talking about last night on 48 Hours, that's an older white woman. And she's now dead. Because she was dating a bum. She married a bum. She married a white man who was a bum. And he's now incarcerated for her murder. He was also married to another older white woman. So the point I'm trying to make is you could end up dead whether you 22 or you 52. It doesn't matter. You don't use discretion in the men that you're choosing. So and this goes for men too. They make bad mistakes. They pick the wrong type of woman, they end up dead. If you're doing all the spending all the money, you're the one lending out the cars, signing for cars, getting people cars, you're buying cigarettes, liquor, weed, this and that, you should already know where this is going. Absolutely know why. Because nobody can appreciate you. You're sitting up here spending all your damn money and they're not doing anything and they're not bringing anything to the table. And I don't understand why any man would be content with a woman buying him clothes, shoes, cigarettes, beer, liquor. And he can't even buy you a bar of soap. He can't even buy you a bouquet of flowers. He can't even pay your light bill, your gas bill, your mortgage, your rent. He can't do nothing but, hey, give me the keys to your car. I got to go run and see my mama, my grandmama. I got to go pick up my grandmama some medicine. Blah, blah, blah. You better call your grandmama a damn cab. That's what you do. What have I always said? How you start is how you finish. You start out doing shit for a man, that's how it's going to probably end. You go into the relationship, you see that they're lying, mischievous, they're staying in trouble with the law, that's how it's going to end. And when you see this habit and these characteristics in a man that's fully grown, he's not 22, he's not 18, 30 years old, you should be trying to tighten your shit and grow up. 30 years old, they're still getting in trouble. They're drunkards. They're pill poppers. They're on drugs. Run like hell. Soon as you find out, oh, I just toot a little bit. Yeah, I snort a little cocaine. Bye. Yeah, I pop a little pills. I pop a little Molly. Bye. Got a lot of children. Bye. Extensive criminal record. Can't stay out of jail. Violating probation. Bye. Because guess what? 25 turns into 35. 35 turns into 45. And then you sit up here looking at your life like, I've been sitting up here wasting my life with a fucking bum. And that's the one thing you don't want to say about yourself. I've wasted all this time with somebody who won't grow up, won't be responsible. And I bet you this black heathen, he ain't done nothing with himself. And now he's locked up in the Clayton County Jail down there in Georgia, looking at a bunch of stinky feet men, because that's where he wanted to be. And I don't feel anything for him. And I don't feel anything for his wife. She's a dirty bird. His mama is dirty, and his brother's dirty too. And the motherfucker up here in Tennessee that helped him, you're dirty too. And I don't give a damn that the state is giving you a plea deal, bargain, whatever, immunity. No, you need to do some time. Sorry. You need to go to jail for something. Abuse of a corpse for one. How about that? You burn that girl. Y'all burn that girl. Carried her in a burn barrel. Now, how big was the barrel? Because now you got to ask, how big was the barrel? How big was the car that drove up here to dump her off? Gates, Tennessee. Let me look this up to see how far this is from the Queen, because I'm curious now. I've never even heard of this place. Probably somewhere close to Georgia. And it's probably too cheap to buy gas. I ain't driving that far. I ain't about to fill up the tank of gas to dump this body. Fucking bum. Let's see. Let's do some research, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Let's see where Gates, Tennessee is. Gates is a town in Lauderdale County, Tennessee. Population 901 at 2000. Oh, that's a long time ago. I need something more current than that. Where is this at? Oh, Jesus. What? The town is concentrated around the intersection of state routes 88, 209, south of Halls, and northeast of Ripley. Memphis lies approximately 65 miles to the southwest. What the hell are you saying? Where the hell is this place at? Lauderdale County. I don't know the hell this is. Where is it? Okay, I know where I am. I'm up here. How in the hell? This makes no sense. This is no, let's see, Georgia is under me. So he went north. This is, oh dear God, I'm about to throw up. What in the hell? I need more information because this is not pulling up enough. Hold on, you guys. I'm trying to see how far, because Clayton County, I'm not going to get a guesstimate because I don't know exactly where she was murdered. Clayton County, you can have all type of towns in Clayton County. Gates. This is not helping. I can't. Sometimes this search engine is full of you know what. But why don't it come up? Gates, Tennessee. Images. Let me see. I don't. Here, let me look on this map here. Never heard of such. Where is it at? It's sitting above Memphis. This stupid motherfucker drove all the way from Clayton County. Because I think Clayton might be, I don't know if Clayton is north. Atlanta, where is Clayton County? Well, Memphis is all the way in the corner at the bottom of Tennessee. So he's drove a while. Yeah, it sits above Memphis. And Memphis is at the bottom of Tennessee. Gates, Tennessee sits above Memphis. Jesus Christ. How far is Clayton County, Georgia to Gates, Tennessee? Thank you, Penny. Come on, what is the problem? Why is it not coming up? Okay, Clayton County, what the Queen thought. Clayton County, Georgia, it's what I thought. It's up north. Right under Chattanooga. So he drove a while to be sitting above Memphis. Memphis is at the bottom of Tennessee. Alabama is next to Georgia. So he's crossed over into what? Alabama, then jumped up to Tennessee. Through what? West Tennessee, and then headed up to this Gates, Tennessee. Sweet Jesus. You were driving a ways. Dumped this lady's body. Damn, man. How far is Clayton, Georgia to Gates, Tennessee? It's not showing me anything. Maybe somebody can show it because it's not showing me nothing. Let's see. Clayton, Georgia, Gates, Tennessee. Via I-24 West, 7 hours and 14 minutes. That's probably give or take, depending on which way he went. So if he went I-24 West, it's 7 hours and 14 minutes, 430 miles. If he went US 64 West, 7 hours and 57 minutes. If he went US 72 West, 8 hours and 6 minutes. So between 7 to 8 hours. What the fuck? Because we don't know where exactly in Clayton County the girl got killed. Are y'all hearing this? This is, oh my God. Who drives this far to dump a body? You've got the Chattanooga area. You got all of Georgia to go dump a body. You can go east to North Carolina. You got Alabama, Georgia, North Carolina, Tennessee. And you will drive way over the fucking Gates, Tennessee to dump a body. Are y'all? Oh, man. I'm done. I can't do this. Oh, Pinto, please. I know a woman in Kentucky that had a husband, a boyfriend, and a girlfriend. Yeah, she was busy. Yeah, is she alive? I had some updates in here, but I've already talked about 4 subject matters. I'm not going to hold you all. I'll talk about the other foolishness. We're going to talk about this young black girl who was sexually assaulted, and then she killed her rapist. Should she have gotten time? I'm also going to bring you a crazy story of a school teacher in New York who was fired for sending text messages to her students. Don't know exactly what she was texting, but the problem is she was fired, but then now she's been on social media bragging about, oh, I got a job. So, you know, Queen then said something on the news break. This heifer is ignorant. Why are you bragging about getting fired from a job as a school teacher and then having another job in the school system? You know, maybe they couldn't verbatim say that the text messages were nefarious or sexual in nature, but you have to admit, 28,000 texts, that's a lot of texting. So what the hell was she saying to these kids? One of them was to a girl, a lot of text to a girl. What was she saying to these kids? But then we have to always remember, grooming starts innocently. You know, hi, what are you doing? You having a good weekend? What do you like to do? Have you been to the mall? It's got to start light, does it not? Before you start getting into sexual conversations. And I'm not here to say she said anything to them sexual, because if she did, she would have been fired from the New York City school systems, I would assume. But my problem is, you've been fired, you got another job. Why are you on social media bragging, oh, I got another job, y'all think y'all broke me, blah, blah, blah. This lets me know she has the mind of a child. She's 33 years old. I believe she's black. Something wrong with her. So Queen made a comment on the Newsbreak article about her being ignorant. So somebody replies, how is she ignorant? The parents bought the kids the cell phone. Who cares? So what, the parents bought the damn cell phone? What does it have to do with her texting the kids? And there's nothing wrong with having some type of relationship with a teacher after hours. Because I remember in the 6th grade, there was a white lady that worked at a school where I was going, and she took some of us to Gatlinburg to watch her daughter play softball. And, you know, my grandparents let me go. So, you know, you have to use discretion in who you let your children correspond with. But I wasn't talking to the lady on the phone every damn day. And you should know, back in the 80s, we didn't have no cell phones. Early 80s, we didn't have any cell phones. So I wasn't talking to her every day. She wasn't calling me. What are you doing, Angela? How was school? So you can have a rapport with teachers after hours, but you still need to, somebody still needs to be monitoring what the teacher is saying with the student, the kid, vice versa. What are you saying, honey? Yes, she's still kicking, okay. But this shows me this woman is childish. Because if I was fired from a job and God still blessed me to work in the school system, I don't think I'd be going to social media bragging like, oh, you think you broke me? I'm still working for the school system. That's stuff a child does. Children do shit like that. You know, brag on social media, brag, want an audience. A 33-year-old woman doesn't have any business bragging on social media. Oh, hey, by the way, I'm still working for the school system. You know, na-na-da boo-boo. Come catch me. Who does that? Because she's childish. That's why she's texting those kids. And that's what I put in my commentary when I responded again. I said, it don't dawn on you why she's texting the kids 28,000 times, 28,000 texts to children. Because she is a child. She acts like a child. She relates to children. That's why she's talking to them. Go on her phone and see if she's texted somebody else 28,000 times. And come back and holler at the Queen. People always got to say some garbage. Teachers shouldn't be sending 28,000 texts to their students. What the? Well, you know what, Penny? That's what I'm saying. You know, you can weigh it 1,000 different ways. She had a kid she liked, and they were cool. And, you know, like I said, obviously the texts weren't nefarious because she's still working for the school systems in New York City. But you have to admit, 28,000 texts between the students. You know, I don't know how many students there were. She was texting. But they did say a lot of the text was going to a girl. So I don't know if she was cool with this girl or the girl liked her or if she was, you know, crushing on her student. I don't know. I don't know if the students were students that she had because it didn't give a whole lot of information. Hello, 365. So, you know, I have to do a little bit of extra research. Let me see if I can pull something up right quick so I can get off this live stream, get you all on your night. Let's see. School teacher. I know one thing, she's a damn dodo bird. Because I just wouldn't be bragging. That's all I'm saying. I don't see the point in doing that. You're able to get another job. Why not just go live your life and mind your business? Why are you bragging about it? That's what I don't understand. Hold on one second. Let me see. Because every article has something different. None of them are ever the same. Oh, hell no. Oh, yeah, I got to do a video about this. That she eventually gets fired for some sort of bad behavior related to probably tooth pitting. All right, here we go, everybody. I probably should save this for another live stream. This is uploaded May 11th, everybody. A defiant French teacher is still in the classroom after being fired by the Department of Education, crowing that the city can't touch me, despite the sexually charged accusations that got her sacked. Okay, so the article I read, I don't remember saying sexually charged. So that's why I said every article has something different, including making nearly 30,000 late-night texts to a schoolgirl. Delana Almonte, 33, lost her job at Harry S. Truman High School in the Bronx in 2020 after the Special Commissioner of Investigation substantiated claims of her creepy behavior with teens. I can't be guilty if I'm still a teacher, Almonte, who now teaches at a Bronx charter school, boasted to the Post this week. Oh, Lord have mercy. This heifer is just... Hold on, you guys. It's not a crime, but still got fired, which is honestly why the DOE can suck a big PRICK. Oh, yeah. She's disgusting. This is why I said what I said in the article. She's cursing and talking nasty. This is who you want for a school teacher? It's not a crime, but still got fired, which is honestly why the DOE can suck a big PR-K, she continued. Still a teacher, can't touch me, she bragged. Still a teacher working elsewhere, like you really can't effing touch me. Her audacity comes despite a damning 2022 SCI report, which found her excessive contact and behavior with the students demonstrates that she has no place in the New York City schools. Phone records show Almonte sent a 17-year-old female student a staggering 28,075 late-night texts. 28,075 late-night texts over 14 months. 66 messages a day, and traded nearly 1,900 texts with the male 12th grader. Everybody listening to that? 28,075 late night texts over 14 months. So that's 1 year, 2 months, equaling 66 messages a day. Who is messaging one person 66 times a day? Maybe Katie Proudfoot and her husband. Shut up, Angela. NYPD also investigated a Truman High School student's claim that she and a former pupil were involved in a sex act in a classroom, according to the police report. Is this true? A child has come forward to say that they had a sex act with her and another kid in the class. So where was everybody else while they're having sexual relations? What time of day was it? After school? Before classes started? Was the door locked? Is it the type of door that just a wooden door with no peephole or cutout in the middle of the door? What are we talking about here? Almonte denied the accusation, which according to SCI included the allegation that she and a student had made out and had oral sex all the time in school, and no arrest was made. Let me say that again. SCI included the allegation that she and a student had made out and had oral sex all the time. No arrest. Oh God, I'm dead. But the incident led to a lengthy SCI probe, documenting her thousands of late night and weekend chats with students, along with encrypted WhatsApp and Snapchat calls, and the teen's multiple visits to her Bronx home. So now the children have gone to her house. And it says teens, meaning T-E-N-S with a colon afterwards. Oh, Jesus, I'm dead. The report, the result of a year-long investigation, was completely false, Almonte insisted. Almonte is now teaching Spanish. Oh, she's bilingual. She knows French and Spanish. Bet she does. She's teaching Spanish at a publicly funded, privately run AECI2 NYC Charter High School for Engineering and Innovation, where teachers on average earn about $74,000. Oh, so she's making good money. According to Indeed.com, her pay in 2019 from DOE was $71,963. Now, naturally, living in New York City, you probably need to be making probably about $200,000 a year because it's so expensive. But anyway, $71,000 is still good for a teacher. Brazen New York City public school teachers like Almonte are flouting Department of Education rules forbidding sexual and other inappropriate contact with their students, because even if they're caught, their predatory behavior almost always remains hidden within the DOE, and that is true. And they're reaping the benefit for a cumbersome city and state discipline process that allows many educational predators to keep on working with kids and teens, even after SCI investigators have substantiated sexual offenses. While some states maintain public databases exposing proven cases of educator sexual misconduct in an effort to end so-called pass-the-trash policies that shield problem teachers, New York is not among them, experts told the Post. Well, they should, because they got all these new laws about sexual improprieties. That's how R. Kelly got put away, and that's how P. Diddy has this new allegation against him. So the school system needs to be the damn same. No paper trail follows teachers state to state unless they're convicted, and it shows up in a criminal background check, says Billy Joe Grant, a researcher and consultant for Sesame, a group which targets educators' sexual abuse. However, fewer than 5% of school administrators nationwide report sexual misconduct to law enforcement, Grant has found. There's a lot of motivation to not have it on the front page of the paper, Grant said. Of course, because they don't want to get sued and they want people taking their kids out of school, which is still ridiculous to see inappropriate behavior with a teacher or a staff member and children. Hell out of here. Over the last 5 years, SCI has substantiated 254 allegations of sexual or inappropriate misconduct by DOE employees and vendors, but only 4 of those cases, less than 2%, resulted in criminal charges. Are you hearing that? 2% out of 254 allegations. Jesus. According to a Post review of the Watchdog's annual reports, so we got less than 2%. So 4 cases out of 254 allegations where criminal charges came about. A criminal conviction on sex abuse charges means instant revocation of an educator's state license, but in the vast majority of sexual misconduct cases, the UFT's contractual rules require at least 2 arbitration hearings before a teacher's state license can be yanked. Short of that, the DOE shares no incriminating information on a fired teacher with other districts or private religious or charter schools. Wow, that's crazy. And if an offender resigns before he or she can be axed, no trace of investigation is easily visible to employers outside the city school system. So that's probably what happened with the assistant principal in this live stream who murdered those 3 people in Georgia. If he was a suspect or his name came up, the schools didn't know anything about it. If he worked in other school districts in Alabama and or Georgia. In Almonte's case, CSI findings were sent to the state education department, which can revoke a license if the person is convicted of a crime or found to be of immoral character. But there is no record of any disciplinary hearing according to a state website. Almonte's state teaching license expired in August of 2019, according to the state education department. The educator was terminated by the DOE, according to spokesman Nathaniel Steyer, who declined to give more details. I'm not going to get into personal items beyond she was terminated. If others come to us for background checks, we respond, he said. Steyer didn't say whether AECI reached out about Almonte. It's unclear what kind of background check AECI2 did before hiring Almonte in 2022. Derek Spalding, the CEO of AECI2, said the school conducts background checks and employees have to pass a fingerprint authorization. Well, she's never been arrested, so that's why. All employees have to get fingerprinted. If there was something in a person's background that was worthy of not hiring them, that would show up, he said, claiming. That's the state's way of stating this person's allowed to work with children. Spalding said he wasn't familiar with the details of Almonte's hiring and declining to answer further questions about the teacher's expired license. Yeah, I got a problem with that right there. How the hell is she working? The school's background checks, or whether the school reached out to the DOE before hiring Almonte. The accusations substantiated by the SCI would not have been revealed with the fingerprint check because there was no criminal charges. Now, in this article, they have a white man mentioned by the name of Daniel Shields. He began working as a special education teacher in Stamford, Connecticut public schools while SCI was probing him for allegedly grooming a female student over 3 years, starting from age 15. Some disgraced DOE teachers moved out of state. Daniel Shields, once again, working as a special education teacher in Stamford, Connecticut, was grooming a female student for 3 years, and she was 15 years old. Investigators documented Shields' suggestive Instagram messages to the girl years after she left his classroom, asking how big her boobs were now, and do you have piercings? Shields, through his attorney, refused to cooperate with the investigation. The report stated Shields wasn't reachable, and his mother-in-law hung up on a reporter. Oh, so he's married. How about that? Clunan Middle School in Stamford, Connecticut, where Shields said in a January social media post, he taught a 6th grade special education class, didn't respond to a request for comment, nor did the Stamford public school system. Others, like Almonte, stay in NYC, but leave the DOE system. Melanie Roth, a former DOE social worker, took a job counseling kids at the New York City Children's Center in November, according to her LinkedIn account. Oh, it's got to be some bullshit about her. NYCCC, 3 C's, referred questions to the State Office of Mental Health, which didn't return a message. Roth left after the CSI found evidence. She hit on an 18-year-old male student with text messages like, I love you and I miss you, and even completed the boy's tests and assignments for him. Gilbert Bayan, Roth's attorney, said she denied the SCI findings. She was never informed of the allegations, nor was she given a chance to defend herself in a hearing, he said. Roth is suing the DOE and the State Education Department to regain her school social worker credentials. New York Post is a source, everybody. So there was this case here of this lady accused of making a pass at an 18-year-old student. Melanie Roth, DOE social worker. Oh, Lord. Then we have Daniel Shields sending inappropriate messages to a 15-year-old. So then we have to ask, is the 15-year-old developmentally delayed? It's disgusting. And obviously he's married. So what does the wife have to say about that? Wow, wow, wow. This is bad, everybody. So they have an investigation organization, this SCI, and they can send the information to the education department, which can revoke your license if you're convicted of a crime or found to be of immoral character. And that's how we have pedophiles roaming in the school system, church. One, the children don't say anything. Other people see signs that something's not right with the teacher, staff, and they don't say anything. They just whisper amongst themselves and under their breath. And this is why this behavior continues. I'm going to put up a poll about this dirty witch here. And I'm going to let you all answer. Let me see if she's got something to say on her IG page. TikTok. Always going to TikTok. Immunity for everyone, pathetic. I know. It's sad. I was trying to see if she was going to, they had content where she was talking. Just dirty, man. Just dirty, dirty, dirty. Don't have where she's talking. Fired from 28,075 texts to a girl. It says, Delana Almonte, a French teacher at Harry S. Truman HS in the Bronx, sent a student a staggering 28,075 late-night texts over 14 months as kids gossip that she was giving the boy oral sex. Now, where would the kids get that information from? I'll wait. This is why you have to be careful dealing with children, too, because they might misconstrue you calling them and talking to them, and they can go make up stuff. You know, children do lie. Children do lie now. Children do make up stuff. So this is why you have to be careful dealing with children. Especially you're a female, he's a boy, and you're calling him and talking to him. He can go right back to the school and say, yeah, Mrs. Such and Such, she calls me all the time, and she likes me, and da-da-da-da-da. And he may not even be able to show any proof she's saying anything, derogatory to him. But her number's in his phone. What the hell? It's just crazy. 28,000 times. Sex allegations, and she's now teaching at another school. She teaches French, Spanish. Her name is Delana Almonte, 33 years of age, fired from Harry S. Truman High School in the Bronx in 2020, and now she's working at another school in the Bronx. That's a charter school. God forbid. And her mouth is foul and vulgar, and so she has no business teaching kids, talking to kids, because she doesn't know how to talk. She doesn't know how to conduct herself. And anybody that would get up on a public platform, cussing and fussing and talking about F the school, F the DOE, F this, she doesn't need to be teaching kids. And that's the bottom line. I'm going to check out of here. I want to thank you all so much for joining me. God bless all of you. This is a 4-part live pertaining to Wendy Williams. Her penthouse has been sold, I believe, for $3.75 million, $822,000 less value than what she paid for. I believe it was 4.5, worth 4.5. She has some tax issues. The Guardian sold the house. Don't know if she sold it because of the tax lien. She wanted to make sure to get that house sold before it was seized. She owes quite a bit of tax money, but I don't even think it's near $1 million. But anywho, that's the latest on Wendy Williams. They also mentioned in the commentary that I played earlier in this live that she's in a Malibu facility for excessive alcoholism. So is she better? When is she coming out? Where is that money going from the sale of that penthouse in New York City? Will she still have a guardian when she's released? What is the state of Wendy Williams? Is she actually in Malibu, California? How much does it cost for her to stay there? And what's going on with her and her husband? Him still trying to sue her for monies and unpaid alimony payments. Also, I brought you content pertaining to an African-American female found here in Tennessee, discarded like trash, burned after being strangled in Georgia by her living boyfriend, baby daddy. He was married to another young lady, and he got with a guy up here in Tennessee to help discard her body. He got the wife to get him a car to come up here to dump the body, brought her in a burn barrel, which is the craziest thing I ever heard. He also enlisted his mother and brother to burn his shoes and gloves in the crime. Next crime. Sean. I didn't think of Sean's last name, right? Young man by the name of Sean. I believe he's early 30s as well. Creeper, breaking in women's homes to stand over them and watch them sleep. In one case, he's accused of sexual battery. One lady packed up and moved in the middle of the night, quit her job. He's on a $65,000 bond, went to court Monday. Don't know if he's out. Couldn't find any more articles on him, if he bonded out or whatever. Hopefully he's still incarcerated. He committed a sexual battery in 2013, and then it said at 16, the sentence was reduced, and that was a burglary charge. So I don't know if those charges are the same from 13 to 16. When I get more information, I'll bring that to you. And then the assistant principal out of Birmingham, Alabama. He and 3 other black men have been accused. I think they're black, because I know there's a white guy in one of these stories, of killing 3 people, a guy and 2 women, in Georgia 11 years ago. Don't know what it's about. The news says they don't have a motive. I don't know if it's drug related, but he was in the system since 2006. The crime took place in 2013. So he was in the school system doing something. I don't know if he was a teacher, administrator, or what, when he killed those 3 people. Lured them from Alabama to Georgia, killed them at some home, beat them up, strangled them, and put them in a Dodge Charger off the side of the road. That crime went unsolved for 11 years. Family members said they knew Keontae was involved. How they knew, I do not know. Where did these relatives live? Georgia, Alabama? Did he know these people personally? How did all the people know one another? Because you're talking about 3 victims, 2 men, 1 woman, and then 4 men who exacted the crime. So what are the relationships between the victims and the perpetrators? Dear God, help me. I'm done. Please check out my content pertaining to the Sebastian Rogers case. I brought you content pertaining to the father buying a motorcycle. Should he have bought a motorcycle while his child is missing? And did he buy it with donated money? Stay woke. I say that's inappropriate. You're entitled to your opinion. Please check out my shorts pertaining to Sebastian Rogers, his parents, all these people involved in this case, handlers, PIs, PR person, Mr. Mathis. It's a lot of shenanigans. Please check out that said information. And I'm going to go over to my community page before I check out of here and read you the results of those posts, if you don't mind. Okay, everybody, 1 second. I'm done too, Queen. These stories Brooke, they're horrible. They're just absolutely disgusting. Every day, murder, assault. Peeping Toms, voyeurs, just, it goes on and on. It's scary because you don't know people. That's the point I'm trying to make. About this girl being murdered by the boyfriend. He probably's been violent with her. I don't know how long she dated him. Then he married this other girl back in January. He probably 9 times out of 10 was sleeping with both of them at the same time. And now he and the new wife are incarcerated. And the girlfriend, baby mama, she's dead. That's the point. You don't know people. And even when you see that they're not right, it's up to you to decide if you're going to continue dealing with them. And two, you can cut them off, leave them alone. They still can hurt you. Because they always say, never tell a person that you're leaving them, because that is usually when most people meet foul play. It's when they are trying to get out of the relationship. Never argue with a person that you're leaving. Please, always remember that. You want to preserve your life. Don't ever argue with a person. So that's how she ended up dead. She told him she knew he was cheating or married or whatever. He choked her to death. All right. Found this video earlier. I haven't opened it up, but I shared it to my community page. Man charged with abusing a woman, locking her in a kennel. Crazy. 3 men arrested after young woman with mental disability. The hell that's all about? So they raped her repeatedly, held at a home in Spring Hope. Dear God. This happened in February. And the mother accused of killing her 9-day-old child. Allegedly, she and the boyfriend killed the baby, and his father, the perpetrator's father, told the news they were not mentally equipped and had no business having children because they were homeless. I might bring you that content. If not, feel free to go to my community page and you can check it out and go to YouTube Q for that said information. And please go to my page to see the goodies Queen bought today at the different dollar stores. I was at the Dollar Tree, Dollar General, and I bought a few items and I shared it on my community page. If you just want to hee-haw it around with the Queen. All right, here we go. Earlier today, I did a live, and I basically addressed it. Tell me you didn't buy a motorcycle, Seth Rogers. 873 views so far. If Katie Proudfoot is now home, is she going back to work? 27% yes, 42% no, 31% not sure. Few comments. Rumor has it that Katie Proudfoot is home now. Is she afraid to be alone? 34% yes, 55% no, 11% not sure. Some people think that Seth Rogers' attitude is cocky, ungrateful for free help received. Is he just like Chris Proudfoot and is now finally showing his true colors? 33% yes, 6% no, 8% not sure. Angry at circumstances, a bit bullheaded, but not like Chris. 53%. Wow. Seth Rogers alluded to the fact he is hired new PI. So where is the money coming from since he shut down the GoFundMe? Don't have any, he lied, 9%. Pro bono work, 34%. Cash apps, private money is given to him, 36%. Not sure, 21%. Did Seth hire new PIs? No, 38%. Yes, 16%. Not sure, 46%. Will Seth Rogers eventually tell the public the details in the CPS reports? 24% yes, 57% no, 20% not sure. At this point in the juncture, do you trust Seth Rogers? 41% yes, 41% no, 18% not sure. Allegedly, a figure was seen emptying trash at the Proudfoot home Sunday night. I said the 26th, I meant to say the 25th. Who was it? Sebastian, 11%. Katie, 47%. Chris, 2%. Was a parent but decoyed to look like a trash run, 4%. It's basically the same thing. Not sure of neither, 36%. Most of you say it's Katie. And that was, how many votes? 45 votes. Should Seth Rogers release Sebastian's CPS reports? 32% yes, 65% no, 4% of you not sure. So most of you say no, he shouldn't release them. He had a lawyer and he said the lawyer told him no. Check out that content on the Pascal show if you're interested. If true, should Seth Rogers have purchased a motorcycle with donated money? Yes, 4%. No, 92%. Not sure, 4%. What are your thoughts on Seth Rogers and Tony Mathis's commentary on the Pascal show? Woo, I got 13 comments. I'm going to release it. Well, don't worry about it. Seth is a snake. I've always felt some type of way about him. I have a whole lot of things I've been sus about with him. Queen replies, tell it. It turned me totally against Seth. I don't think he is a fit parent. He lied too much. Queen replies, what has he lied about? User replies, about Sebastian's online activity. He played games online. First he said no social media. That was a lie. Well, Katie said the same thing. So I replied, they meant no Facebook, IG, X, etc. Toby's mom replies, seemed like a money grab or was hoping for one. Very interesting. 8319 says guilty for not protecting his son that resulted in him being offensive. Jersey Lady replies, if they are negative towards social media, why are they on social media? Also, if Tony is the spokesman, why is Seth still talking? Queen replies, because Tony does not know Seth's every thought. Answer. Crazy Mimi from Tennessee. He was told by Tony to keep his comments to a minimum. And I also believe Tony was texting him, telling him what to say. And someone may have taken one too many muscle relaxers. Oh, wow. Just my opinion. The Queen replies, I didn't notice it. Just him winding his arm around as if it hurts. Wow, wow, wow. That's the Queen's replies. Lots of comments under those polls. Feel free to go in at your discretion to read the responses. I'm not going to read them all. Get you all off of here. I don't know what to say at this point about this case. I had somebody respond very negatively to the Queen today about telling us that we need to just move on from the Sebastian Rogers case, and nobody tells the Queen to do anything. I'm 53 years of age, and my parents didn't tell me what to do as a damn adult. How about that? So there you have it. Let me see if I can find the damn comment. Some of you people are just brazen. They had no suspects with Summer Wells. They had no suspects with Sebastian. So what? So what? What does one have to do with the damn other one? It don't. I'm not going to stop talking about the case. I stop talking about the case until I'm damn ready. All right, let me check out some stuff here. All right, got a lot of comments. Thank you all so much. Somebody said he did say the other night that all workers and PIs were working for free because he can't afford it, and how grateful he was for all the help. Well, that's under the video where I talk about the motorcycle. Well, oh, listen at this smart ass here. He didn't buy a bike. Maybe dig a little before you do a 30-minute live. Oh, honey, you don't want none of me. I'm gonna say I never said he did. Why, it's a question. Somebody does not like Queen saying anything. Well, this is my channel. I say what the hell I want to say. How about that? Because your mama told me to. That's why. Oh, here comes Linda. Seth did not purchase a motorcycle. The motorcycle is the loaner. For the last time, it says right here on my live, Rogers Seth Rogers, tell me you didn't buy a damn motorcycle. It does not say he bought a motorcycle. See, this is how stupid people are. They can't even read English. In the video, I specifically say, people are saying you bought a motorcycle. Tell me you did not buy it. So what is it that you don't understand about that? This shows how ignorant people are. Oh, here we go. Twitch. Seth did not purchase a new motorcycle. He is getting a loaner to ride individual. Oh, Lord. Give it a rest. Oh, Seth did not say he bought a bike. Seth didn't buy a bike. There's a visual this weekend at a ride. A friend offered him a loaner, also offered Pascal one. Honey, I read that already. I already know what it said in the Pascal video. Go watch Pascal. Oh, look at this. It says, this channel doesn't go after facts, just clicks. Yeah, right. Oh, they just go on and on. I feel these people come on here only give half truths, in my opinion. Then they get upset with folks for questioning their action. Thanks for keeping it real. Okay. Now somebody's talking about a rental car. And Twitch replies, oh, it belongs to somebody else. Then somebody says, where's the receipt? How do you know that someone didn't loan set the bike to run for Sebastian? Oh my God, they're just going on and on. These people act like I did not watch the video where he talks about, let me make this clear to some of you who think the Queen don't listen to shit. I heard them talk about the vigil for May 19th and the ride. I made the video in response to people talking about a motorcycle. So obviously somebody saw him on it. That's the only reason why I made the video. I never said he bought a motorcycle. And I know about the vigil May 19th. For those who say I don't know what I'm talking about. I heard what he said on the Pascal show. I heard him ask Mr. Pascal, was he coming? The point being, I ask questions pertaining to the information people give. I never say that the information is factual or truth. Just like all this shit with Robin, all the shit Mr. Proudfoot puts out, whether it comes out their mouth or not, it does not mean I believe it. Doesn't mean I talk about it all the time. I pick and choose what I want to talk about. I chose to ask, did you buy a bike or you didn't? And the fact that the GoFundMe is been disbanded, one would have to ask, well, why would you even disband the GoFundMe? What's the big deal? You need it for flyers, things. People donate money to help. So some people might question that, even if it wasn't if there was no information about a motorcycle. How about that? Yeah, don't come over here trying to tell me about what I don't know. I never said he bought a motorcycle. The title of the video says, tell me you didn't buy a motorcycle. It doesn't say Seth Rogers bought a motorcycle. Where did the money come from? That's not the title of the video. And as far as me getting mad, no, I'm not getting mad. I'm just letting your ass know. I know what the hell I said in my video, and I know how I titled it. So don't tell me to go do my homework because I already heard what he said on the Pascal show. I watched the content. I know they're having a ride. I'm just asking a question. It doesn't mean that I believe he bought a motorcycle. And I said that the other day in one of my lives. I'm going to do shorts and videos according to your commentary. It does not mean I agree or believe your commentary. And this is what happens when you don't follow this network. I'm out of here. Because these people are just ignorant to me. Well, I tell you what, since I don't know anything, bring me a receipt why he shut down the GoFundMes, since you all know so much about what Seth Rodgers got going on. Here's a man who has information about bank accounts set up, and he talked about this months ago. He don't even know who opened it in his son's name. So since you all know so damn much, why don't you go find out who opened up that bank account that he can't find out who did it? How about that? Because that's the point. He doesn't have eyes in the back of his head to know everything that people are doing. And some people are going to question, number one, why is there no reward fund? Number two, why did you close the GoFundMe? Oh, because people are complaining. So what? You don't have nothing to hide. You're not doing anything nefarious. What's the big deal? I'm just saying, what's the big deal? Why close a GoFundMe? Because frankly, I was all for the any donations given to him. Since you all think you know everything about the Queen and how the Queen thinks. Because you don't. Because you don't follow this network to pay attention to anything I say during my live streams. You all have a wonderful week. Please check my community page for said updates to breaking news. Take the polls, and I will be back later with more stimulating content and updates to covered stories. You've been listening to the Vault XL. Thank you for your time.